tried to get out, and the time was now.
Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of Sitting Down with Standups. I am your co-host, Justin Sakarica. Over to my left, as always, we have the very lovely Elena Gonzalez.
Hola.
And, as always, the Bean behind the scene, Daryl Bean, a.k.a. White Daryl, is our technical wizard. You know, he made a very good point that our set now kind of looks like Twin Peaks a little bit. What do you think?
When he posted the side-by-side comparison, I thought it was very funny.
Yes.
And then I realized that I now have to confess I've never seen Twin Peaks.
Okay, have you ever had a nightmare?
Yes.
That you've seen Twin Peaks?
Got it.
It is a very... I think it's a great show, but it's very, like, dream nightmare-esque, and it's, yeah, so now we just have to get, like, a little person to come running around and dance while we,
It makes sense, because that's how I feel about your basement.
Yeah.
Very
There's always...
nightmare-esque.
Yeah, it is. Try living here. Try living here. You got the sitting room, the drain backs up.
Yeah,
You got free bananas just falling out of the ceiling. And now there's a freaking monster dog next door. Yeah.
Oh.
Did you see, Chief?
No.
Yeah. The giant black dog next door, if you see him when you leave, not even 1 year old.
Okay.
Massive, massive dog, you know?
Is that the one that's named Banana?
No, Banana's on that side.
Okay.
Yeah, they got a little tiny dog named Banana, which is a sweet name, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I don't know?
What's that?
I don't know why Dairy Queen's fucking me over here. Okay, so I got a gripe with Dairy Queen I gotta talk about, okay?
Listen up, royalty.
I love ice cream, as any red-blooded American should. I love ice cream. And I love blizzards or flurries or avalanches, whatever kind of weather phenomenon you want to call that dish. It's delicious, right? But I recently went to Dairy Queen a few times. The same one, over on Plymouth Road, the new one. And I got like a brownie batter blizzard and then like a strawberry cheesecake blizzard. Both of them were delicious until I got about halfway through.
Yeah.
Because you know what they're doing?
What?
They're using white vanilla soft serve as a filler toward the bottom.
Just like filling up the cup halfway.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, thinking I'm not going to notice, like, hey, what happened to the brownie bite? What happened to the chocolate? Where's the strawberry?
I think it's a skill that has not been taught yet.
I hope it's a skill that hasn't been taught yet, because if not, Dairy Queen, you're going down.
Shots fired.
Shots fired, yes. That monarchy will end
As,
really quick. Real quick, because...
As Daryl reminded us, they are individually owned and operated. So this is specifically to the Plymouth Road.
Yeah, I get it. It's just like, you know, like... Come on, don't put filler in there. You know, I want the goodness.
So when you get the brownie batter, is it chocolate ice cream?
Yes, it is.
So okay, so that's even more stark difference.
Yes, because you're like, oh, this is so good. It's rich. It's deep. What the fuck am I eating? What happened? You know?
How large? I'm not trying to ice cream shame you, but how large of a blizzard are we talking?
As big as I can possibly go.
So is it just like... Maybe their arms can't reach to the bottom?
I think they don't like me. I think they don't fucking like me. They see me walking up and they're like, this motherfucker in here. I think that's what it is, because Mickey's Ice Cream over on Cherry Hill, Illinois, delicious place. I got a brownie flurry, as they call it there. Whole hunks of brownie, chocolate ice cream, down to the bottom. As a matter of fact, it got better the deeper I went. Pause.
That's the message that we would like, if you remember nothing else from any of our episodes.
Yes.
It gets better the deeper you go.
Yes, exactly. As most great things in life should be. Yeah. But no, I'm just like, Dairy Queen, get on the program here. You know, I mean, we've all had bad experiences with, stuff like that. And you know what? Come to think of it, with the exception of Lee's Chicken, a lot of spots on or near Plymouth Road suck. The Taco Bell at Plymouth and Merriman, have you gone there recently?
No.
Swear to God, every time I go, it's, hi, welcome to Taco Bell. We're currently out of cheese, beef, beans. Would you like a bowl of tomatoes and black olives? Like, they're out of everything all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. Or it's, oh, sorry, we're only taking DoorDash orders. Then why didn't you?
How did it?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
again. Maybe it's personal. Maybe I'm being a gripey old man, but yeah, I've got issues with that place and the Dairy Queen.
The thing that is so broken in me
Yeah.
is that there's such an urge now for me to go to that Dairy Queen.
I think you should.
Instead of just, oh, fuck that
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to see if it is really you. Like, if
Yeah.
I go and I order a flurry or
Yeah.
a blizzard, and it's strawberry cheesecake all the way down to the bottom.
I bet we get pictures. Yeah.
I'm now picturing like the inside of the Dairy Queen, and there's just like your picture on the wall.
Probably.
With
If
the
it-
words "fuck this guy." Basically.
Yeah, and I don't even know what I did. I have no idea what I did. Now, do you know where it's located?
No, but
Okay.
I'm excited for you to tell me.
Yeah, so it's gonna be it's off
Put
of
the address right here.
yeah. So it's right near Farmington Road, okay? It's on the east, not west. I mean west side of the road.
Oh, fuck you.
You know I gotta do it.
Wow.
That was bad, huh?
Boy.
And that's why I don't get good blizzards, because I say stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
You guys can see the title card. You know who was on the episode today. Either way, we got to give him a great intro. This guy is a favorite amongst the local comedians here in Michigan. Very cool guy, very funny. We are very excited to finally have him on. Please give it up for our guest, the very funny Wes Ward.
Oh yeah.
The
you guys.
The
I should
Wes
have-
Ward.
You know-
I love this. I love the
The
Fisher
Wes
Price
Ward.
chair I'm about to
Yeah.
sit on.
I should have asked you who your favorite wrestler was, so we could have played the theme when you walked in. Because I know
Oh.
you're a big fan of pro wrestling.
Yeah, probably Macho Man is my
I mean,
top
come
favorite.
on,
I have a
everyone-
tattoo of him on my arm, which I can't show because I have a long sleeve shirt on.
Well, go back, take your shirt off, walk back in, and
I only do that for more money.
Okay.
I can't, all I've gotten
Yeah.
so far was 8
No.
coffee.
you
There is chicken upstairs.
Oh, sweet. I didn't even know this.
have you seen Dan Soder's Macho Man impression?
Oh, Dan Soder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soder.
it's
Soder,
okay.
Soder.
Don't
I say everyone's name wrong. Who cares?
That's okay. I just learned how to pronounce your last name as you said it.
No one
I
else-
had no
yeah.
idea how to pronounce it. You said it now, and I'm like, oh, that's how you're supposed to
Yeah,
say it?
it's
I've
a
been saying
fucking
it.
big mess of letters.
I've been saying sriracha this whole time.
And then you know what? Sriracha's great.
Career.
The craziest one I ever got was Sea Cracker.
Sea Cracker.
Sea
I
Cracker,
kind
yeah.
of like Sea Cracker.
Sea Cracker,
though.
yeah.
That should be your, nickname.
Yeah, Sea
Yeah.
Cracker.
Sea Cracker.
Hey, yo, Sea Cracker, come over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just some,
That'll be the name of your boat.
yeah,
The
the
Sea
Sea Cracker.
Cracker. Ooh.
Yes. All white.
The
just-
giant sea cracker.
Oh, yeah, but yeah.
Have I heard Dan Soder's impression?
Yes.
I have.
Okay.
It's incredible.
in my opinion, I think that is the best impression hands down.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a better impression out there.
I think he does it to the point where it's like he could voice him in
Yes,
something.
I
and
agree.
People wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
That's how good he is at it.
Now, what the hell is that guy's name?
I'm sorry,
Can
you're already checked out of this, by the way.
Can you do an impression of Dan Soder doing an impression of Macho Man?
I would have first it'd be like, oh man, people are gonna make me do this again.
Yeah.
Look on my face,
Yeah.
because that's usually what he has. But I don't know if I can do. Oh, I'm really bad.
Let's try it, man.
Let's
Come
try
on.
it. All right.
Yeah.
See, there's a camera here. There's
Okay.
a guy on his phone. He's looking
So-
up. Daryl's looking up
Yeah.
Dan Soder. He's gonna superimpose Dan Soder's
Yeah.
impression onto mine.
So if you
So basically, if you're doing a Macho Man, you gotta go down like this. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty much it.
that's-
I knew
That's
you
not
had
bad.
something.
That's
I
not
knew
bad
you
at
had
all,
it.
you know? I used to be able to do a pretty good Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, I can do
If
Stone
you want to hear
Cold.
Stone Cold Steve Austin do a pretty good podcast, give me a hell yeah.
You gotta go down lower, son. It's gotta be down here.
There you go. Go down.
I'm gonna come out here, open up a can of whoop ass, and everybody on here, including Daryl, who's trying to take photos of me. I do more I do podcast Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't do you sit there and you thump your Bibles and you say your prayers and it didn't get you anywhere. You can delete all this, right?
Yeah.
This is
No,
all
we
going to be
don't. Yeah,
edited
It's
out.
heavily edited.
Yeah.
Each
Not
episode
By the
is
way,
like
you were
7
gonna.
seconds
If you
long.
had any sponsorship opportunities, that you've just thrown them out there. Dairy King, Burger King,
We're trying
All
for Jenny's
royalty.
Ice
all
Cream.
royalty.
Yeah.
There will be a hit put on you from the Dairy Queen. And
I've
the
already
Burger
got
King.
a hit from the remnants of Pablo Escobar's
It's
gang.
true.
It's so
McDonald's. You can't be sponsored by anybody. You'll be doing Hot Pocket ad reads for the rest of your life.
Now, can you do an impression of Jim Gaffigan doing an impression of Hot Pockets?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just gonna get sued. I feel like you should get some representation quickly.
Nobody watches the podcast. So,
That's well, I think I've figured out a couple things.
We're gonna be like Shane Gillis. Like, nobody's gonna hear of us until we get sued.
Yeah.
And then
we'll blow up
and then we'll blow up. Yeah.
So I think here's a few. If you don't know what a Plymouth Road is, then because it seems like this is a very Plymouth Road centric podcast. You have to live on Plymouth Road or be familiar
near the area. Yeah.
Right. But that's it. I think that might be an issue there.
We didn't go to Plymouth Road. Plymouth Road landed on us.
Right.
We made Plymouth Road, goddammit.
We're just renaming the podcast Plymouth Down with Plymouth.
Down with
Yeah,
Plymouth
down
Road.
with Plymouth Road. Screw the Taco
yeah,
Bell.
there we go.
Screwing down.
Yeah. Screwing down with stand-ups.
Also, I realized ruined your monetization within 10 seconds because you said fuck. I think you said fuck. Boom,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
You can't throw it on YouTube. This is going right on. What's that one? What's the one right-wing one? There's one.
Oh, is it good? Fuck, what is it?
Rumble?
Yes!
Yes.
It's going right on Rumble, and you'll have an ad. It'll just be a guy doing like AI Trump. It'll be your ad.
We're not
I
gonna make
want to get to the point where
This is always good too. We're just
where we
talking
get
about
self-caths. Like, those are the ads that I want. The
What
guy
ones?
that's got a self-cath, the catheters.
There's
Oh.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
he's an old guy, and he's in front of like a wooden, like a bookshelf.
Oh, I know what you're
Or
talking about.
something,
Already.
yeah.
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 Well, those are usually during like Columbo. That's the.
Yep.
I'll watch like Columbo reruns on MeTV.
That sounds horrifying. I'm just, no.
What's even more fun than being someone who self-caths is to be a woman in her 40s taking her dad to the urologist so they can teach him how to self-cath.
Oh no.
That's
You
And
have
they're
to,
like, you should
watch?
get a look at this so you know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Oh, no.
Oh, God,
yeah.
That's
I,
nightmare inducing.
Oh yeah.
I am so glad that my dad is married because, Sandy, that's your job if that ever happens.
Yeah, it's pretty great because like there was a time in my life where everybody was fixated. Do you remember like gauged ears? Like,
Yeah.
and so
People still have them. They
people
didn't
would-
go away.
But there was
Yeah.
a time where people would like talk about it. Like,
It was-
I've got
yeah.
this gauge.
yeah, it's
and,
just
like,
being a teenager.
they were
you
talking
just talked
about
about anything that made you different.
Yeah, they also reference catheters by gauges. So there was a
Oh,
lot of
my
discussion of, no, I think we're going to go with the 14 gauge. Yeah, we should go. And I'm like, what is my life?
Right.
Like,
What
there
if-
was no in between. It
Okay,
was just
so we're talking.
earrings to-
There's different gauges for those damn things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet God.
What if we found out that all the rage in high school were catheter gauges? all the
Yes.
all of the teenage boys got.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think your gauge is good? My catheter gauge is 12.
But that's what we're going
Yeah.
to, like in the fucking the movie where nobody gets up from their chair and they just play video games all the time, and Brondo is what plants crave.
Idiocracy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going is
Yes.
cath gauges.
Cath gauges.
And then you can just shove it in there and play your Call of Duties and your
Nice.
whatever. What other games?
I play old school games. I don't really play any. I think the newest game I play was Castle Crasher. It's a great game, by the way.
What?
Are you a video game guy?
I dabble.
Damn.
I did like play some game. Like I don't know. I play like
Okay.
sports games mostly. I play video games to take my mind
I'm like
off
a
of.
pro.
Off
Like,
cath
I'm like-
gauges.
I'm like,
Yeah, I'm
like
I'm a total
sports.
bro. Can you guys tell?
like,
Do I
I
look
like
like?
sports.
Yeah,
this
I do like
fucking
sports.
video game
What's your
bullshit.
problem? What's your issue with me liking sports? Just immediately attack me. What kind of fucking operation are we running here? I walk
doing
in,
my
sit down.
impression of Wes
You're
Ward
attacking
doing his
Dairy
bro.
Queen. You're attacking me.
For good reason. I have good reason.
Dairy Queen, you know what? She doesn't have time for this shit.
No, but she has time to fuck up my blizzards by filling them halfway with vanilla ice cream.
I think what's going
didn't ask
on
for
is
this.
when did this happen? I need to know.
recently, like
what's recently?
like within the past month.
Within the past month.
And I got 2 different blizzards.
Here's
and they
what's
were the
going
same.
on. There is a new kid working there that has no idea what's going on.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And they don't train people. It's fucking Dairy Queen. They're too busy
Counting their money.
counting money or whatever the fuck they do. They're too busy making sure that their ice cream doesn't melt. I don't know what the fucking Dairy Queen does at all. I don't know if they make money. I feel like it's a front for drugs. That's what I think. I think they sell heroin out of there.
That's what gets
And
the swirl.
nobody
Yeah,
trains anybody on anything. I've worked at a Dairy Queen. You don't get trained. You get thrown in and you
How
pull.
old were you when you worked at Dairy
29. No, I was 16, and I briefly worked there when I was 19. Right
Did
after-
you do the flip? Or
no.
were they doing the flip then?
We didn't. So the one I worked at was in a small town. The small town I grew up in.
What's
And
that small town?
Marine City.
Okay.
I don't want anyone to know where I live or who I am. This is all. I actually am wearing a mask. I have $57,000 in makeup on to make myself look. This is without this I look like a ball sack that has shriveled into itself. You understand?
Now you just look like a
Like,
ball
you
Like
sack that is not
after a guy comes and his balls get smaller and his sack gets smaller. That's what my
Yeah.
face looks like. It's just a.
You're a post-ejaculate nutsack.
I have post-ejaculate nutsack face if I do not put on the $70,000.
I'm hearing in my head. Like, please.
There's a small piano.
just-
Can
Tori
you put
I
down
have
Daryl,
small-
a number at the bottom of the screen to call
Right.
in
Yeah.
to donate to Wes's?
What were we even talking about? I've fucking completely
we went from
derailed
Dairy
it.
Queen to
I
ejaculation. which is
was
kinda-
actually starting to interview you slightly. To
Oh,
find out that
right.
you grew up in
So,
Marine
okay, I grew up in a
City
small
and-
town, Marine
yeah.
City. My aunt ran a Dairy Queen, and I got a job. Obviously, you just get a job.
Yeah.
Wherever
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
family runs anything.
Yeah.
If your family runs something, you get a job.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. So I worked there for a little bit. We didn't do this. We didn't care.
Okay.
Nobody cared.
Again, they
were just
independently
happy-
owned and operated.
They just were happy that anybody would serve them anything in that town.
Fair.
So yeah, that was the extent of the story.
How old were you when you left Marine City?
I left when I was, let's see, the first time I left I was 21.
Okay.
And I lived in a apartment with a girlfriend for a year. And then fucking weird people. Can you edit all of this out?
Yeah, I told
want
you
all
each
of this
episode
gone.
is like 7
I want
seconds.
none of this
long.
to air.
It's
on
gonna
the-
be
on
your
any-
Macho Man impression,
Yeah, and then
that's it.
Yeah. End credits.
You're right. What the fuck? Oh, yeah, I lived with a girlfriend for about a year. It didn't really work out. I actually moved back in with my parents for a little bit. Then I rented a house with a couple of high school buddies. And I worked at a Radio Shack, ladies. And,
Nice.
yeah, so I worked at a Radio Shack. And then that's when I went, oh, I gotta fucking do something with my life. And I started doing something.
And that's when stand-up hit.
Yeah.
Where
And I'm still trying to do something with my life, by the way. 'Cause
One
this
day.
isn't it. Look at this.
one day.
Oh.
How did you know what to do? Like,
What
was
do you
there
mean?
someone for
Like in
stand-up, the
life?
person-
I
oh,
don't.
absolutely not. No.
No.
Of all
Was there
things,
a stand-up person?
Yeah, was there a stand-up
So-
guru in your world that's like, oh, here's an open mic, or did you take a class?
What
or
I did
was your-
was I was really heavily into podcasts at the time. I was listening because I always liked comedy, but
Mm-hmm.
I started listening to a lot of podcasts, and I was listening to The Nerdist at the time and Mark Maron and all those because they had come out right at that time. I think 2009, 2010ish.
Yep.
I started listening, and the thing I kept hearing about throughout every podcast is you just got to do it. You just got to
Yep.
do it. You just gotta do it. So I just called up Mark Ridley's and signed up for their open mic. I didn't
Nice.
take a class or anything, and I just my first time was November or December of 2010.
Okay.
Yep. So that was the first time I did it.
Yeah.
The end. All right.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah. Did you ever get a chance to perform at Joey's when it was still open?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was the first
Joey's.
place I ever featured. First place I ever hosted.
Oh, for who? Oh shit.
I don't know if I want to say his name.
Ah, fuck it.
He's
say-
in jail now.
Oh, interesting. Well, now you got to say it.
Oh God, Kevin McPeek. You're laughing 'cause you know. And Kevin, if you're watching this, thank God you're just watching this and not watching what
If you're
made you go to jail.
Yeah, if you're watching this, they should not.
Oh shit! Well,
Yeah. So I'm not gonna get into his story.
No.
Yeah, we should
no,
probably
we're
not,
definitely
yeah.
not.
back on Dairy
We should
Queen,
cut all
yeah.
of this out, right? We're cutting it. We're still. Is that what you're doing now? I feel like
Yeah,
you're on
so
your
I'm
phone
just
editing.
Making notes.
Just don't
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah. Don't search that
Just
guy's
edit
name.
me the entire. Can you just superimpose somebody else right here? You can do an AI generated somebody.
Yeah. We're gonna have Nick Kelly come in and do an impression for the whole episode.
And he'll just say several vaguely racist things.
Yeah.
And then that'll be the podcast.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I featured for him. Fun fact is he told me not to say anything dirty. Which is
Wow.
very ironic.
That's
But
extremely.
also, I just got dirtier as the shows went on because I knew he had no power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even a dirty comic, and I just started hammering fucks. Constantly. I was saying fuck every other word because I was just like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
It's like my first time featuring, he's trying to like 9/11. Crazy.
Yeah, well, it is weird, like, when they tell you don't be dirty, and then you want to, no, I want to be dirty, you know?
Well, I'm not even, like I said, I'm not really that dirty, but if someone tells me not to, like 20 minutes before the show, I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, well, it's like
now it's
my,
going to get worse.
Myself and Keith Lenart, we did a show once, it was the Whitmore Lake Prom, believe it or not.
What?
Yes, I swear to God.
I'm glad
the
Kevin
Whitmore-
McPeak wasn't there.
Can we also get a McPeak counter?
Yes.
Like
Jesus.
We've got one right here.
Someone's going to
A
be
little,
mad at all of this. I'm going to tell you that now.
And my
I'm
material is
sued by
very
Dairy
dirty.
Queen and
Like,
the Kevin McPeak state.
Yeah, like I don't have very clean material at all. And I was like, Keith, you've seen my material. Are they going to be okay with it? He's like, yeah, it's fine. They said we can. So of course we get there, and after getting a meal, they're like, can you guys be like PG? And Keith's like, no, fuck you. Either we leave, or you let us, tell our normal stuff. We came to a compromise. Just no F-bombs.
Oh.
Like, all right, so I did my set. I was good. Keith gets on stage. Give it up for Justin. Wasn't he fucking funny? Well, you're going to have a
Wow.
really good fucking time now. And he just started basically, like, dropping F-bombs like it was freaking Kuwait. It was insane.
Kuwait?
Yeah.
Do they say the F word a lot in Kuwait?
Well, no, like when you drop bombs, it's-
Oh.
Yeah, there's always...
Is that a new bomb? The F bomb?
Yeah,
Like
the
the H
F-bomb.
bomb?
H-bomb, F-bomb. There's so many bombs. Speaking of bombs,
Oh, boy.
when you first got into comedy, like, what was your first experience with bombing?
Oh, it was probably the first time I did it, but people were nice because they said, it was my
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah.
But man, I can remember. I have one that's vivid in my head, and that must have been probably like the 5th or 6th time I did it, and I was at Omara's. In Berkeley.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to expand your audience. So we're going to get off Plymouth Road and
Yeah.
go to Berkeley. So now you'll get listeners in Berkeley and on Plymouth Road. Or should I just
10
say,
10
that's on
mile-
Coolidge.
yeah,
So
it's
anybody
10
that
Mile and
lives on,
Coolidge.
anyone that lives on Coolidge Highway or
Yeah.
Plymouth Road, this podcast is for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember doing this open mic, and the people that were in the audience at the time to me were like, oh, these guys are good at comedy. It was like, and they're like friends of mine now, but like Nate Fritzen and Matt McClowery were in there, and they crushed, and then I go up,
Yeah.
and I'm just like doing I don't remember what I was fucking doing, but I just remember it was so quiet.
No.
I mean, nothing. There was zero anything. And I remember just getting off stage just like, what the fuck? I'm the worst comedian that's ever lived. Which I probably was at the time, definitely. Now I'm like in the top 10, which is all right. I'm getting up there. But it was horrifying. And then another one was I did a competition where it was... I had just had a run of really good sets. I was featuring places. And I just got in this competition because I was like, maybe I can win some money or whatever. And once again, it was so quiet. Like, I don't care if like an audience is like slightly laughing a little bit. I don't know. It's a bomb, but it's like, okay,
Yeah.
at least the people were reacting. This audience was looking at me like I had just taken a gigantic shit on stage. Like, really, not like metaphorically, like literal, like,
Yep.
I just went, hey guys, what's up? Oh my God. And everyone's just staring at me. No one's like, then I'm like, well, at least I'll get him with my closer as I'm doing it. And I do my closer. it was so quiet. I remember getting off stage and the guy that booked me went to shake my hand and just blew right past me. Got in my car, left, and crashed immediately. No, I didn't crash. I don't know why I said that. And then I killed myself. That's what happened right after that. I'm dead now.
Circle of life. Yeah, one of my I'm still not in my own comfort with comedy where I can take everything that comes at me. Like, I'm trying to get out to other markets. I'm trying to do more road work, meet more people, like just have more experiences.
I did come host for me once, didn't I?
And that's what I'm going for. And there was a time where we went out to the West Side. Again, I'm trying to like get out more.
Yeah.
And there was a small child. And
Small child.
You were talking about like when somebody tells you right before like be clean.
Yeah.
So they are not leaving. And everything in my brain is like, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Just take this out of yours. Just don't do this joke instead. And then as soon as I got into the microphone,
it's just
every fuck was amplified. And I was like, I didn't say this, but it felt like my body was like, and then they're gonna rape you in the back of the van. Like, I was like, what is happening? And I couldn't stop, and I just kept looking at this small child.
So vividly.
I was like, oh my god.
It was, the broom is great.
It really is.
That
it
time,
really is.
it was just very light.
Yes.
And there was a kid, and the parents did not give two fucking shit. They were like, we're gonna swear, and they're just like, yeah, we don't care. Like, why do we? He's fucking 3. He doesn't know anything. And I remember you just being like, blowjob.
I was like,
anal blowjob.
I couldn't stop. I was like, this is not even my material.
You were just
like
pushing the red button that says "Do not push."
Right. Like if I would have just gone into like robot, because unfortunately, I have to admit, I have had that where it's like I disassociate and I'm like, I'm doing my jokes like this and I'm not doing. That would have been so much better. Every negative thing I've ever heard in my life just came out.
What I mostly remember about that is roasting. I roasted the 3-year-old because he ran in front of me. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Going to build Legos, you idiot?" And the parents were like, "Yeah, he is an idiot." I think I said that if he didn't start laughing, that his parents would leave him there. That was great. That's why I'm a father.
This is a first. This is a first. Of all the people we've had on, we've had no one say they've roasted a 3-year-old. So kudos to you, my friend.
Well, they need to get taken down.
They really do. They really do. Yeah, it was.
They've had it too good for too long.
It was absolutely beautiful. And the parents did not give a shit.
Yeah, some parents are like that. I mean, the first show that I had at Rustic Crow Belleville, the one owner was like, "Hey, I'm gonna have my son." In like the audience, I'm like, okay, well, how old is he? I think he was 4. I'm like, let me explain to you that it's me, Bill Bashart, and Andrew.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Needless to say, he didn't make it through the whole show.
Yeah.
The owner didn't care, but he realized, I should probably remove my child from this environment. And
I love the idea of Bill doing crowd work with a 4-year-old in there.
And I told Bill, I said, listen, you're gonna see a little kid out there.
He's a huge fan of yours. That's how he goes to bed at night. He listens to your crowd work.
I had to reassure him. I'm like, it's the owner's son. Do whatever you want. He's like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. And he didn't miss a beat. And eventually, said child was removed from the
from this planet.
Yeah. Just booted him into the lake.
Yep. It's over.
Like Frankenstein.
Yeah. So that's it. See you guys later. I had a good time. No, I don't know. What else am I supposed to say? I don't know.
Well, I
do podcasts. I've never done one before.
Oh, a podcast?
No.
You're starting at the very bottom. It's a great place to start, and then you work your way up to better ones there.
It's this one, and then I'll be on Tucker Carlson in no time.
Yeah.
I'm going to start right with
well, actually, we have a guest. Tucker, come on out.
Yay.
Come on out. No, I've always been a big fan of your comedy.
Thank you, man.
Now, I know that you've done a show for me recently at the Rusted Crow.
That was fun.
That was a fun show, yeah.
I did 1 minute of material.
Yeah.
I'm 100% positive I did mostly just crowd work. That was so fun.
It was a great time, yeah. And we actually talked about a particular person on the last podcast who was there, the Russian girl who ghosted me. So.
Oh, I hope it wasn't because of me.
No. She just.
The Russian girl who ghosted you, or maybe she got all the info she needed and she headed back to motherland.
That's what
everyone's saying.
That's what
yeah.
I think happened.
Yeah.
But he useless and just leaves.
Pretty much, yeah.
He got nothing. He just wants to run all the time.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
He's going on and on about this Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Who is this Dairy Queen?
You cheat on me with Dairy Queen?
Who is this dumb bitch?
Oh, but I was gonna ask, what are some of your favorite rooms to do in Michigan? Locally?
In Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many American Legions. I just love doing there. Which Moose Lodge do I love in Michigan most? My favorite rooms? I love Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase. That place rules. I love Comedy Castle. I mean, I do it all the time. Let me think. I'm trying to think if there's one that the Independent Comedy Club. Shout out, love you guys. But God, I'm trying to think if there's one that's like under the radar or like hasn't really been talked about before. Oh, actually, one of the most fun shows I've ever did in Michigan was at a place you would never expect, which was a theater in Midland, Michigan.
Really?
I didn't expect this show to go well. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a bunch of conservative whatever. It was amazing. I was like, oh my, this is like what theaters are supposed to be like. It was like 800 people.
Nice.
It was packed out. I was supposed to do like 60. I think I ended up doing like 75, which
nice.
I never do that. It was awesome. That's probably one of the most fun experiences I've ever had.
Nice. Is that place still around?
Yeah, they book. I think they do like a summer series where they do it outdoors, and then they do the fall, winter, whatever.
You said outdoors. What's your opinion on outdoor comedy shows?
Oh, they're dog shit.
Yeah, thank you.
They're
thank
not
you.
good.
Yeah,
They
I
are
agree.
unfun. Sometimes they can be fun. They have to be certain settings, but most of them aren't good. And
Yeah.
I tell people all this all the time is just, if you can be indoors, be indoors. Do not fucking be like, well, we're gonna have like a fish cover band play as you guys. Like, anytime I get into those situations, I immediately want to leave. Like, if it's like...
so excited for my plugs at the end
Oh,
of
are
this
you doing all outdoor? Unless she's doing them, then they're great.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
Are they near train tracks that are still used? Because I've done that before, and I'm like, okay, is that like a dead train line? Oh, no. What do you mean, oh, no? You mean that a fucking train could come blazing by at any minute and... Yeah, don't do
Worse it would be if it was a slow train. Blazing by would rule. You
Yeah.
just hurry up, but if it's just like just doing this the whole
Yeah.
time...
Yeah, I had that at an outdoor show in Romulus, and the train came, and then it stopped, and then it backed up, and then it went forward again,
Yeah.
and we were right near the tracks, so it was just like ding, 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 as the train is just going back and forth. And we were watching it, and like I can only riff so many.
Train
Right.
jokes. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
always so many train jokes.
There is an exception. I did do a show for the Gillerans. That was outdoors. That was pretty cool.
Uh-oh.
Fireworks did not shoot off during my set.
But they should have. That would
No,
be
they
amazing.
did. Actually, it was 4th of July weekend, and they did an
It was-
outdoor show,
Yeah.
It was.
and it was fine. The whole show was going great.
It
And then
truly
I got up.
was. Like, it was a really great
I was
show.
like excited. I'm like, holy
It was
shit, we got an outdoor show. It's
Myself,
gonna hit.
Elena Banfield, Ronnie Rohrbeck, I think Robin did some time. Like,
Louis C.K. I think.
So, yeah.
everybody had really great sets. The audience was really into it. Wes gets up. Did you get one joke?
I did
maybe?
about 2 minutes, and all of a sudden fireworks, and then I just started talking about how these people around here shouldn't be shooting fireworks off because they probably don't have health insurance. Yeah, it was fun.
Were they at least good fireworks?
No,
Oh,
they're
absolutely
like really
not.
shitty, like
Yeah.
Dollar Tree fireworks, but
Yeah.
you could hear them. That was
Yeah.
the worst part. Like they clearly bought these at some gas station. It was not.
And
It's not.
it was right when you would think there was a break, and Wes
Yeah.
would be like, all right.
I'm setting up a joke
Okay,
and-
and then he
Yeah.
would, and you're like, okay.
and I just lost my mind. I had blacked out, and I just started going off on like the idea of doing this show outdoors.
See, that,
And the 4th of July weekend, why wasn't this indoors?
it would have been perfect.
The crowd was into it, but I was not.
Oh,
Well,
I
were
was
they
having-
into?
It was
were they
great.
fireworks or were they?
They were
you?
into. I started doing. I think at one point I started doing the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, you did.
And then I sang the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "This is a." Oh, and I said they were anti-veteran. I remember that because fireworks.
'Cause of PTSD.
PTSD.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was so much fun.
Yeah, outdoor shows always a joy.
Speaking of PTSD, that's where mine is from. Is that show? Thank you for bringing it up.
Thanks,
can
brother
feel-
Jason. You gave him
My
a
leg is shaking. This is how angry I'm getting
Yes.
thinking about this. Yeah, no, that was not enough fun. That was. I did other shows for them that were great. I did a one in Thun that was awesome.
Yeah.
But that one was. They bring it up every time too.
It-
Like, do you remember when the Yes.
Yes.
I usually go to bed at night, and that's the first thing I think about.
It was truly like, if someone wrote it as a sketch, it would get rejected in the room.
People wouldn't think it was real.
Because it was too, like, that's too on the nose.
Yeah,
like,
come on. He's
every
setting the
time
joke
he's
up,
trying, then another,
and
come on.
then the punchline's about to hit, and then you
Yeah.
see a firework.
No. It was, yeah.
Now, if they could have coincided with the laughter and the applause, I think
Then
that
it
would
would've
have
been fun.
The best show
And I
ever.
could have.
Oh, yeah.
And I could have. It never timed out correctly.
Yeah.
No, which I now realize is your fault. Your timing is off.
Yeah, my time. I
That's-
have to learn how to time. You think I'd learn how to? Because during the pandemic, I was doing those drive-in theaters. You think I would have learned?
Oh, is
right?
that where they honked the horn for?
Yeah.
How
Then you want
the-
to hang yourself.
Yeah, like,
You'd honk the horn, and you want to jump in front of one of the cars as they
Yeah.
were backing out.
as soon as
Realize-
I heard that,
'cause-
as soon as I heard that idea, I'm like, this is not a good idea at all.
It
This is-
was fun at the time because we're mentally ill, but now
Yeah.
that like I have 4 years to like look back on it, I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Or like Zoom shows.
Yeah.
Like, why did I do any of that?
Yeah.
How fucking needy am I?
Yeah. And speaking of
So needy.
I'm so
Oh, the
goddamn needy.
of the pandemic, fun fact: you headlined my first show back at Liberty Street / Bearded Lamb when it came back.
Oh, I don't think I headlined. I think Tim Finkel headlined it.
No, you headlined it, I believe. Did
No,
you?
it was Tim.
Okay. Well, I don't even remember my own damn shows.
It was Tim and Alex Bozanovic.
Okay. I could have swore that
And
I had
then-
you on a show with Robert Schneider. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I've been drinking a little bit here. The hard stuff
yeah,
is
it's all
vodka.
vodka, pure
Yeah, it's
vodka.
vodka. Yeah. That's what us Polacks do, you know.
Yeah.
Drink all day.
Can you say that?
Polak?
Yeah. Is that a
Polak.
thing? Can we say Polak?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
He can.
Yeah.
Got
Oh,
all
you're
those
Polish.
extra vowels.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So
Speaking of train stopping. Boy, this one just careened right off the tracks, didn't it?
Yeah.
This was all
This is maybe the
smooth,
best
and now
episode
suddenly
we've
it's
ever
just
done.
gone.
This is
Yeah.
pretty great.
Yeah.
We have to cut out half of it. This
Yeah.
is the
Half of
best,
it gets cut out.
best
It's going to be a
episode.
clip show.
It was so good.
So Byron Allen told me that
What?
you're really into Forrest Whitaker.
Jesus Christ. I just pull out a switchblade. Just right down the...
We have hit the 13th reason why, right?
Yes,
Yes.
that's the 105th reason why, I think. This podcast has become my 200th reason why. I'm looking at that timer right now. It's making me nervous. I don't know why. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're very
I'm
welcome.
like,
When it reaches 50, a bomb goes off.
oh, I feel like it. I feel like a lot of bombs have gone off in this podcast.
Yes.
I feel like most of this has been a bomb. All right. What were we talking about? Trains going off the tracks, me derailing everything.
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, so you have a very hilarious album, The White Forest Whitaker, available now on Spotify and wherever else you get
Napster.
Napster.
LimeWire.
LimeWire, yes.
I think there it is.
When
Yeah.
when did you record that?
I think it was December 8th, 1944. I think that was it. No,
Yep.
I recorded it in 2019 at the Cellarmans that no longer exists in Hazel Park. R.I.P. Loved you, Cellarmans. You're my favorite place. God damn it.
It was so fun.
It was the best.
I'm terrible with chronology, but did you know, like, at the time that you recorded it,
No,
did you know it was
did not
going
know.
away?
Nope.
Okay,
They didn't even know yet.
Okay.
It was a couple months later.
gotcha.
But yeah, it sucks that it went, but it was. I'm glad we have that.
Yeah.
From there, because it's like a nice little like. This was actually at this really cool cider and mead place that never, didn't last, but should have, because it was like a fun, like I've never really had like a, what do they call that, like a bar, or like that was like my own, and I felt like that place was, I'm like, wow, this place really feels like I belong in here.
Same.
So yeah, that was a cool place, but yeah, it was a fun album. I really enjoyed recording it. I'm still, I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
It was I made a really quick decision I think I recorded an hour and 14 minutes, and I cut out a half hour.
Really?
And the reason I did that was because I know what my material is like, and I don't need an album or a special or anything to be longer than 35 minutes. I'm a joke guy, and I keep doing jokes, and it's a self-awareness to understand, like, this doesn't need to be an hour. It didn't need to be an hour. People don't need to be up there listening to me do this for an hour. So,
okay.
Yeah, I made that decision very quickly. As I was editing it, I was like, we're going to cut this out, we're going to cut this out, we're going to cut this out. And a lot of that stuff I don't even do anymore anyway.
Okay.
Like, a lot of the edited stuff wasn't, I mean, it worked, but it's just like, that's not even who I am anymore. So.
Did you, I know some people go this route and some don't, so this isn't a judgment thing, it's just a question. Did you, were you able to chunk it, and then have you tried to monetize those through like XM or
it's well, I'm on
Sirius
I do
or
the
whatever?
Sirius, and I get some money. It's not a lot. I don't get played very much. I think my tracks are a little too short for it, which is fine, which I don't really care. But I think most of the money I've gotten has come from like Spotify and Pandora.
Hey, as long as you're getting paid, man.
Yeah, it's not a lot, but it's enough. I mean, I paid for the recording like 10 times over, so
That's-
that's all that matters.
Yeah, you can go buy some blizzards nowadays.
Yeah, there's some really poorly constructed blizzards. This
Yeah.
would be perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm proud of it. The other reason I'm proud of it is because I put it out on my own. I didn't do, I had somebody, I could have had someone distribute it for me, and I just figured out a way to do it myself.
Nice.
But also I love that this sounds very, like I'm foliating myself, but what I'm trying to say
literally
is,
what we're here to do.
It is. But I loved using all of the local people that had talent. Like Alex Bozanovic did the artwork for the cover. The picture that he did the artwork for was actually taken by Zach Burkar.
Nice.
The person that recorded the album itself, that set up, was Nate Ambrister. I think he lived around here for a while, actually. So everything was local. Nothing was... I
That's
didn't go
really
anywhere.
great.
That's what I really wanted. It was recorded at a local venue, and then I put it out myself. Like I said, I edited it and threw it up on DistroKid and went away.
awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was nice. It's I want to do it again, but I want to do something with video. I want to
Okay.
do something video. That sounds like why does that sound so old?
Video.
I want to do something on the 35 millimeter. I want to edit it myself.
I'm gonna get a moving picture.
Yeah, I'm
Should
gonna make my first ever stand-up talkie.
Talking.
There'll be audio in it. Everyone will love it. It'll be black and white. It'll be perfect.
Do you have the vision, where it's gonna be, what it's gonna be, or is it just in a checklist of your to-dos?
I am going back and forth. I kind of want to do it in a small theater. The issue is the spending. It's a lot of money to get a camera crew together. Because I don't want to do it where I have like one camera on me. I want to do it where it's like 3 cameras. I can make cuts.
Yep.
I want, I want to be able to look at it and like be proud of it. I don't want it to look cheap.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of people put out some specials that are like the camera's shaking
Yeah.
all over the
Yep.
fucking place.
It's like the Bigfoot footage where it's like shaking
Yeah, it's a
out
little
bit. You
like
get-
I want it to look like a special. I want it
Yeah,
to
right.
look like somebody put it out that wasn't just my fucking self.
Right.
Yeah, if I
Put it on
wasn't
an iPhone.
if I wasn't so jaded, I would suggest the Village Theater at Cherry Hill and Canton.
Oh,
But
did they screw
I-
you over?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Why did they screw you? I always wondered that because were they just trying to take money? Is that what it was?
Long story short, the original art director was amazing. They got in a new art director who did not do what was contractually obligated in the rental fee. We had some words about it, and he basically told me, well, we are trying to actually cater to the own self-produced shows that the theater does, and screw the renters, so I stopped doing shows there.
Wow.
Amazing theater, though, and the first 2 shows I did had amazing quality video and audio, but yeah.
It is funny that was one of the theaters I was looking at to rent, but I
If-
won't do it now, you bastards.
If Joseph Kavorik was still there, I'd say do it. I'd still be doing shows there if he was
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna do it somewhere. I don't know where yet.
How about this basement right here?
I will
No,
not.
absolutely not.
This is when I said some of the self-produced stuff looks really bad. That's what I meant. Like not this place.
Oh, no,
I meant,
no,
like,
that's what
if
he
I did
meant.
it-
That's
Anybody
totally
that does a comedy show, like a stand-up show in their basement and tries to record that, fuck off. What are you doing? Make it look like it's something.
Make it look like
Except
people
for
actually
Maria
wanna come-
Bamford, because Maria Bamford did hers out of a concept, which was different.
Yes, yes. When it's on purpose.
When it's on purpose,
different.
it's
Yeah.
different. Hers was a concept. Also, I think it was hers was during the pandemic. She recorded
Think
it, I
so,
think.
yeah.
So that's different.
But she did another
She did one for her parents.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did one for her
See,
parents.
that's so fun.
But she also
If I did it for my parents, they would ask me to become a welder. They would be like, "Can you do anything with your life and stop with this fucking dog shit? What is this about? What are you talking? Nobody even knows who that is."
Do your parents ever come to your shows?
My mom's been to a few shows. My dad doesn't, but I don't. It's not like a my dad doesn't go to my. It's more of like
Yeah.
he's a shut-in, so he's
Oh,
just,
okay,
he just
yeah.
sits and watches TV all day,
Yeah.
and when I go over, he starts trying to argue with me about stuff, and I'm like, boy, it's nice outside, huh?
Yeah.
Try to keep the peace, it's fun.
Yeah.
do they love the Edmund Fitzgerald joke?
I have not recorded that one, so they don't know it exists yet.
What is the Edmund Fitzgerald joke? Can you please tell everyone?
I'm not gonna do the joke
No.
for the fucking podcast, but
funny.
it's
Check him out, Wes Ward, on all of your social medias to
yeah,
find
Wes
out where
Ward
you can
comedy.
see him live.
To the people on Plymouth Road, I love
Yeah.
you. It's I redid a joke that I did off my album because I was never really happy with it, and I replaced it with a long, historic representation of the Edmund Fitzgerald and its popularity, and then I just kind of tie it all in with the setup I do.
Gotcha.
But it's I've done it to where it's lasted for about 2.5 minutes of me explaining what the Edmund Fitzgerald was before I even get to a punchline, which is there's something about that that's so fucking
Yes,
fun when
it
the
is.
audience is like literally like just like waiting and they can't, and you're just building and building and building and building, and you just pop it right at the right time. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's called edging.
Yeah, it's I goon and edge. The
Now,
audience.
have you ever been to Whitefish Point up in the UP where the Edmund Fitzgerald went down?
I did not go there, but I did a show for a casino, bragging, and I did a show for a casino, and I was right on Lake Superior.
Yeah, like that's.
I'm like I could like look out, and as I looked out, the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald played in my head, and I started crying. Not
One single tear.
one single
Yeah.
tear, and it froze immediately because it was fucking winter. Why did I accept that? What the fuck is wrong with me? Why didn't I say I'll do it in the summer?
Was it on this show that we talked about, or was it just you and I off talking about setting up an Edmund Fitzgerald show, and we'd have Wes do his joke, and we'd have Pat Seaver.
Yeah, Pat Seaver
I think
had
it was
one.
somebody else because I don't
Okay.
remember that conversation.
Right.
Actually.
Yeah, see, Pat has an Edmund Fit, but I don't. His is like innocuous. I think his is like out of. His is good, but it's like not about
Yeah.
the whole thing. Mine
Yeah,
is a
but
fucking
I was-
Wikipedia article.
It was basically like we could do an Edmund Fitzgerald show, like a theme show.
Go back, edit this in Edmund Fitzgerald.
Edmund,
Come on!
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh.
Yeah, up in Whitefish Point, they actually have the museum.
Yeah, they have a museum
It's
there. I haven't
fucking
been there.
awesome. I will give you one guess what song plays continuously in that museum.
Oh, Jesus.
Let me
hope
think.
not.
Is
Sundown.
it
Is it Sundown?
Sundown
Yeah.
by Gordon Lightfoot?
It's actually Baby Got Back.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
Baby Got
Yeah.
Back. It's actually an 18th century piece.
See, Jandy. Yeah, no, it's.
Green Onion.
Did they really
by
play it over and
Booker
over
T.
Yes, they do,
and
yeah.
MGs.
That's like
Yes,
that's like
it-
when people who are Christian put crosses everywhere. It's like if Jesus came back, he'd be fucking mad. It's like, what are you doing? I was just there. They don't want to hear a fucking song about how they died.
Like,
That's all they're known for.
It's like that.
Imagine the crew comes back.
Just there.
the zombie crew comes up out of the... Because you know that their bodies are still down there because of the conditions of the
Wow.
lake. They don't decompose. It's so cold and like...
How do you know that?
You could probably fuck their dead bodies. Did you
Yeah.
know
I mean-
that? Because they're still whole.
Yeah, that's very true.
You could go down there and you could whisper in their ear the lyrics to the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. You'd be like, legend lives on for... You feel that, baby? If I disrespected anyone's family, it's been like fucking 50 years.
Yeah,
Get over it.
Get over it for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
How many other ships have gone down in the Great Lakes?
Yeah, a lot.
Hundreds.
Why is that the famous one?
Why am I
Because Gordon
picturing-
Lightfoot made a song about
That's
it.
true.
That's the only reason why.
No, it was famous. Like the Edmund Fitzgerald was legitimately a famous ship, even when it was sailing.
If it's because it was the biggest and best of the time,
I think that's what it was.
you know what that means? Don't ever get on the biggest and best boat.
No.
They have a history of going down.
That's why I won't vote for Trump. He's the biggest. And best. Right?
I am
the best.
picturing the crossover between like Victoria's Secret and scuba gear, and like just slutty
Scuba gear.
You know what? I would bet you
Yeah,
$50
baby.
that there's probably an Edmund Fitzgerald porn out there. There has to be.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I
everyone
know
Google
what I'm
that.
doing this
Yeah.
afternoon.
That's what.
And you know what?
That's what Daryl's googling right now on his phone.
Yeah.
What
He's
would the
been
porno
watching
name
it
be?
the whole time.
Well,
What would the name be?
getting wrecked on the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
There we go.
Oh,
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Edmund Fitzgerald.
I really wish. I think this podcast is about to be the Edmund Fitzgerald. We're all sinking fast. My
Did you
career's
say
over.
Edmund Fitzgerald?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
It's a gay porn. I like it. I like the way you think. You're going in.
Oh,
Edmund Fitz inside of.
Edmund Fitz inside Gerald.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I hope nobody from my job finds this video.
I'm so happy this is the Lord's Day.
Oh.
I love
Is it Lord's Day?
Sunday.
Oh.
You know what else is just around the corner, Justin?
What is
Oh,
around
boy.
the corner? I can only guess.
Oh, what are we doing? What am I supposed to do?
Happy
Oh,
birthday
God.
to you.
You guys wait, hold on. Before you sing it, you know that you have to pay royalties.
That's
if you
why
sing the happy birthday.
I wasn't singing.
I
didn't
can't.
sing anything.
The sound that comes out of my mouth is not singing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's groaning.
Yeah, that's my birthday in 6 days.
Yeah, welcome to.
This is how I'm celebrating.
Yeah,
I'm doing podcasts.
and you're
That's
turning
awesome.
60 years old.
I'm turning 204 years old. I swam up from the Edmund Fitzgerald. I wanted to know.
So
That's
the
how he
smell.
knows that the
Yeah, it is that
holes
smell.
are still
Might also be my shoes. 'Cause
your
Yeah.
holes are still intact. What are your big plans now that you're officially going to be?
Do you mean my plans for my birthday?
Yeah,
do you mean, like,
but
plans in
also
life?
like next up.
I don't know. This year I do really want to record something. That is my big goal. Is just to record anything. I think the other thing for my actual birthday, I'm doing a show on Friday night in the UP.
Nice.
So I'll be doing that, and then I didn't actually make any birthday, but I just didn't. I had this like I don't know, like there's this expectation with like turning certain ages, like 21 or 18 or 16 or 50, I think, I don't know. But turning 40 is like an age like people are like, God, fucking. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to. Like I don't want to get people together, and they're like, oh, we can. It's just such a. I just don't have the.
I was the same way. I was like, whatever, you know.
And there's probably an anxiety to it too. It's like, oh, I gotta get everyone together, and I gotta fucking. I just didn't want to. It seemed like work, and it's like I don't want to work for my birthday.
Understandable.
I think my perfect birthday is I might call a couple comic friends, and we might get some drink. That's probably all I'll do. Or maybe some childhood friends I still have. I might call them up. But I do not want to do a party. I have no desire to do a birthday party.
Do birthdays stress you out at all?
Not really. Like I'm
That's
not
good.
like, oh, my age is. I don't really care that much. like I said, as long as this plastic surgery keeps holding up,
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, under the heat of the lights, it's holding up quite
Yeah,
well.
I've only melted. That's actually not true. They've stopped and edited this podcast 16 times.
Yes.
At
Daryl's
one
exhausted
point,
right now.
It's a lot of VFX.
at one
happening
point,
right now. It's-
part of my ear started to fall off.
I had to catch it.
He had to catch it, and he sewed it back on. He has very good sewing skills.
we
It's a
have
very
lot of-
Polish
lot of
thing
glue.
to
Yeah.
know sewing.
A lot of Gorilla Glue happening
Yeah.
right now. So.
But yeah, no, I don't think 40 means anything. I think I did go through a midlife crisis, but I think it was last year,
Okay.
which means I'll die at 78.
I think like 36 was really rough for me. Like 35 was nothing, but 36 was harsh. 40 was fine, but 42 was a different.
Was
Yeah.
that a bad year?
Well, 42 was my own weird emphasis on like it's the answer to everything.
Huh?
This is. Have you ever heard the?
Yeah, I know what it is. You're talking about Hitchhikers?
Hitchhikers. Yeah. So it had no relevance to my life. It was just the number 42. Like, oh, this is supposed to be a very important year, and so I put a lot of. Pressure.
Nobody thinks that.
I'm a crazy.
You're the
person.
only person
I
that's
am
ever thought
literally
that.
a crazy person.
42 might as well be like 8. No one cares about it.
I know.
You remember
this.
your 8th birthday party? Nobody does. And nobody should remember 42 either.
Right.
Nobody
I know.
should remember birthdays past like 21.
I am confessing. that
Every
I'm
year after that is
crazy.
just closer to death. You understand me?
Crazy.
It's fucking
Yeah.
closer to
But-
death.
To be fair,
We are all dying!
any day could be the last.
Okay.
It could.
It's true.
The fuck is happening? I feel like I'm being embalmed as I do this podcast.
The slowest embalming
That
process of all
coffee
time.
had anesthesia in it. I'm starting to slowly nap.
It had fentanyl in there.
It
that-
felt
yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Do you know what
I
meth
care?
looks like?
I take it in pill form. But
We had discussion earlier that Daryl, Elena, and I are all actually quite proud that we have no idea what meth looks like.
Yeah.
Probably
well, I
a
mean,
good thing.
I don't know what it looks like either. But
Yeah, I had a backstory. I had a
I
woman
feel like
after
it
a
looks
show.
like this though, right?
I
don't
have
know.
no
We
idea.
don't-
She
we
told
don't
me
know.
that she got a woman after a show told me that she got arrested at an airport because she had 10 hits or grams or whatever of meth in her bra.
Oh my god.
And it was one of those situations where it's like, oh, I have so many follow-up questions that I'm not going to ask you because I don't want to continue to engage with you because I don't know what's happening with this stranger.
Yeah.
But then we realized, like, I don't know what meth actually looks like. So was it like she was stuffing her bra because she had 10
It was just all
bags
in
of
pipes.
meth?
She had
Yes.
like pre-rolls, but they're pre-meths.
Right.
And they're just
Right. Or if it is like Breaking Bad and they're like rock salts.
Little-
Or,
yeah.
yeah.
Pop rocks.
I think it is. I think we should all know what meth looks like is what
You see, I should know because I served on a federal jury where the case was built around a guy that was making and selling meth for a very notorious biker gang in Michigan.
Wow.
They taught us how to make meth. I have notes upstairs from that trial on how to make meth.
Did they make everyone take one hit so they could
Right.
Oh,
we want you to
understand.
steal
No.
That was great, man. It was great.
No, they went like old school.
We need more
70s
evidence!
Yeah.
70s parents, like, you're not leaving here until this
smoked
mountain
the
of
whole
meth.
thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You smoke all of this meth. What were we talking about?
Meth.
Meth.
No, we were talking age. We're talking about age, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I wanted to
Yep.
see if I could careen it back on. I don't think I can though.
And ADHD. That's what we're
ADHD,
talking
Yeah.
about.
I had that. That's why I take meth.
Yep.
I have ADHD. I got that was part of my
Yep.
I
Journey.
don't have any
Apparently, you
Adderall right now. That's why I'm way off kilter right now. But that was part of I think my midlife crisis was having like getting diagnosed with
Yep.
something like that and like I got
Yeah.
like a tattoo. I never had a tattoo. I got a tattoo on my 39th birthday. I lost a job. I wasn't focusing on my job. I couldn't keep it was crazy. I fucking got into a really bad car accident. And then, weirdly, the second half of that last year up to now has been great.
Nice.
Like, everything feels like it's really like, oh, this is better. This is, I have a job I like. until they see this, and then I won't have that job anymore.
We're hiring.
All right, that's great. Intern. But yeah, they, everything's been going good. So I don't know. I don't think age is a thing. I don't know if it really is a. But I do think there is a thing called a midlife crisis.
Yes.
I think
Oh,
your
yeah.
brain definitely clicks into something happens, and you just start going wacky.
Yeah.
You're not really yourself. I wasn't really myself for like most of last year.
I don't really plug this show.
Dr. Phil?
Even though I should. No,
Okay.
this
Oh.
this show.
This show.
But highly recommend to anybody watching this now, if you haven't already seen it, go back and watch the Robert Jenkins episode.
Right. And in fact, turn off this one. Just don't even stop watching.
We'll just repost Robert Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you'll just put my voice on his, and it
Yeah.
won't even make any sense.
And I say it to you as well, because he we took a really, really deep dive into mental health, getting diagnosed with ADHD. He was slightly older, what it was doing with him, and like how medication, and then getting off medication. So it's highly recommended.
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah.
that too. The medication has changed like a lot in a good way. It has completely like made myself more organized, except for being late here. But for the most part, it's completely like changed my like habits as a person, and it really bums me out in some ways, because I was like, man, I really wish I was diagnosed with this when I was younger.
When you were a kid, yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You can't choose
I got the back half to fucking
Yep,
live out.
exactly.
With being diagnosed
And
correctly.
I do feel good, just societally in general, that we still have a long way to go, but that the stigma is starting to be released from it a little bit more, and
Right.
people are becoming more comfortable in talking about it, and that leads to more diagnosis, that
Right.
leads to more help, more services, just making it more normal, so everybody can get better.
We'll be right back.
Yes. See, I told you that's what I do. I Sally Jesse it.
You did. You turned it serious.
That's what
You're
I
over
do.
here. You're like, Dairy Queen's the worst.
Yeah.
And
Let's.
then I'm like, how do you feel about
But
that?
how do
Yeah.
you feel about Dairy Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
I told
because
you.
she's a woman?
Yeah.
And that's
Yes,
why you don't like Dairy
absolutely, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Queen? I don't know how much time, but I gotta hear this Russian woman ghosted you.
Yes.
Now, when I was there, she seemed interested in you.
Yes.
She
No,
was
and
like
it-
talking to you like a lot.
Yeah, and again, we actually had plans to go on a nice fancy dinner. Like, I made plans to go at this really nice
Chili's. No, I'm sorry.
Applebee's, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Chili's
mean, it
too.
was, like, because that night, walked her to her car, and, everything was great.
He fingered her. No, I'm just kidding.
I attempted to, that's why I lied. No, but yeah, everything was great.
She noticed
I mean,
that you hadn't had a manicure in quite some
She's
time.
like,
Yeah.
don't put those anywhere.
Yeah.
American finger is so gross.
So strong, so nasty.
So disgusting.
Yeah. But yeah,
I need
mean,
strong bare hands.
I do not have bare hands. I've got
They
little
clip
fucking...
their dick, but not
meerkat
their
hands.
nails.
Yeah, no, everything was great. I mean, and we had plans to go to a nice
And then
fancy
she just
dinner.
stopped talking to you.
Literally, it was, and
I'm
it
telling
was
you, she got called back to the motherland.
the
Mother Russia called her back.
the day my basement flooded and I had to tear up the carpeting was the day she ghosted me. So I'm like, this is just great.
She flooded your basement. That's what really happened.
She probably did, yeah. Yeah, it was, I was like, what the fuck happened?
Distraction.
Yeah, and it's like, I was even like, look, have the decency to at least say that you don't want to talk anymore. Nope, didn't hear a thing. Yeah, so it is what it is, man.
I've grown, like, at first I used to be a very anti-ghost person. Like, come on, just say something. Now I'm just like, you know what? I'm glad you didn't say anything to me.
See,
Because I don't really want to know why you don't want to talk
See,
to me
I need
anymore.
closure.
You just
like,
don't want to
yeah.
talk to me anymore.
I mean, like, I went on a date recently, and I was okay, things aren't going to work out, but I let her know. I said, hey, listen, you know what? I
that
had
is very
fun.
decent of you, by the way.
Yeah, and I said, I had fun, but I don't see us being involved in a romantic relationship. It's more as friends, and that's not what I'm looking for right now. I wish you, the best of luck.
I matched with a gal on Tinder.
Was she Russian?
No. I was rushing to get out of it.
Ah,
Boom! All right. I'm gonna be sued. That's what's gonna happen here. But we had a good conversation, but because I I go to therapy, I saw every red flag in her immediately. Like, I was like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I want to talk to you tomorrow immediately. There was, like, those weird things about, like, man, I don't want to blow up her spot because she might be a stalker. I don't know. But she was like, let's just fall in love already. And I was just like, Jesus
leave,
Christ.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not because of, I'm, like, scared, like, to commit. It was just, like, so off. It was, like, very much, and I knew, I was like, to that day, the next day, I was like, I slept on it, because we did have a good conversation, but I was like, am I having a good conversation with her because we're connecting, or am I having a good conversation because I'm falling right back into the things I used to do, which is jump right into like a fucking intense, whatever. And I realized, like, okay, this is bad. This can't handle. So I felt like in that scenario, if I would have been like, hey, I think you're great, but you came on way too strong, she didn't need to hear that. Because I don't need to, like, she needs to figure that out for her fucking self.
Yeah.
Because that shit was...
I still would have been like, you need to dial it back.
But it's also, to be honest, in my opinion, you bring up a great point that you're going to therapy, so you are realizing those red flags in her for you. Like,
yes.
We're not that is
she might, that's actually true.
Yep.
She might find somebody that loves that, and they might connect, and they might, but for me, I knew if I fell into something like that, because the last couple relationships I had were, intense, like immediate intensity.
Yep.
But that is fake sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That is, that it could be either somebody preying on your insecurities, or it could be two people that are insecure that are, trying to mesh. And what ends up happening is any toxicity that you have or they have starts to just start rumbling out and pouring out. So this has been dating with Wes Ward.
Dating with Wes Ward. Well, before we go ahead...
I'm gonna date this. I dated this podcast a few times with my references.
Yeah.
Well, before we go ahead and wrap things up here, you got anything that you want to plug for the future? Any shows you got coming up?
I'm going to pull out my phone. I know it's unprofessional, but I got to answer some texts. No,
this is going to be, to time date, this will be May 20th-ish.
May 20th. Holy shit. You guys really can them in, huh?
Yeah.
I don't want to pull the veil, but this is fucking April 21st. They're getting a month ahead. You guys don't like working.
Clearly, this is a professional operation.
No, that's actually incredible. What do I have?
You can find him online, as we said, Wes Ward Comedy.
Yep, you
on
can
all of the
at
things.
Wes Ward Comedy. I'll be at the Detroit House of Comedy, June 14th and 15th. I will be. If you live in Mackinac Island, why would you? I'll be doing the theater there on June 19th, and I'll be at the Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, June 27th through the 29th.
Nice. Elena, how about yourself?
May 24th, you can find me in Muskegon at the Starlight Theater. May 31st, I'm part of the first annual Last Laugh Festival.
How creative is that?
So bunch of funny ladies out in Grand Rapids that weekend, and then June 21st, because the world is asking for more outdoor shows. I will be doing June 21st in Wayland, Michigan. You can find myself and Sam Rager bearing the outdoor elements.
What the fuck did you just do?
The mere mention of Sam Rager.
This podcast was going great, and you fucking drop your Stanley Cup?
We have to redo everything now. We have to start from the beginning.
Nothing was wrong with this. And now that outside noise.
All right,
sorry.
Redo everything.
No, actually, redo you that last one. Wayland, Michigan. Lana and Sam will be there.
Yeah.
Outdoor show should be great. The fireworks should be going off. Should be great.
Oh yeah, they pushed our.
This looks like a Stridex pad for pimples, doesn't it?
Yeah. They pushed our time back because they're gonna have a band.
My God.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Oh, all right.
Justin, what are you doing?
I don't have anything past May right now, but I book monthly shows at Dearborn Brewing in Dearborn, Michigan, Bearded Lamb Brewing Company in Plymouth, Michigan, Rusted Crow Distillery in Dearborn Heights, and Rusted Crow on the Lake in Belleville. Check out Random Banana Entertainment for all those upcoming shows. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment whether or not you like or hate the show. And as always, thank you so much for listening. Take care.
Yeah.